wind 120 degrees, 5 knots, variable between 090 degrees and 160 degrees. Ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 20 degrees, dew point 06 degrees, QNH1010, landing runway 07 left, 07 right, departing runway 07 center, 18, transition level 050. Read back all hold short instructions, advice on initial contact you have information November. Frankfurt Main Airport information November, 1619 Zulu, surface wind 120 degrees, 5 knots, variable between 090 degrees and 160 degrees. Ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 20 degrees, dew point 06 degrees, QNH1010, landing runway 07 left, 07 right, departing runway 07 center, 18, transition level 050. Read back all hold short instructions, advice on initial contact you have information November. Frankfurt Main Airport information November, 1619 Zulu, surface wind 120 degrees, 5 knots, variable between 090 degrees and 160 degrees. Ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 20 degrees, dew point 06 degrees, QNH1010, landing runway 07 left, 07 right, departing runway 07 center, 18, transition level 050. Read back all hold short instructions, advice on initial contact you have.
Airbus 08 November at gate Alpha 26, request IFR clearance to London.
Airbus 08 November, Frankfurt delivery, expect runway 18, Ubukatri Lima departure, initial climb to flight level 060. Squawk 3322.
Expect runway 18, Obok 3 Lima departure, initial climb, flight level 060, squawk 3322, Airbus 08 November.
Airbus 08 November, reback correct. Contact ground 121.855 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Contact ground 121.855 when ready for pushback and or start. Airbus 08 November. No siemano, siemano Kacu, lecimy dalej.
Arrow 407, update Alpha 16, request pushback. In Arrow 407, Frankfurt upon, pushback approved. Face southwest. Pushback approved, face southwest, at Arrow 407.
Zobaczmy, co się dzieje na lotnisku.
Order check completed. Has been inserted.
At Arrow 407, taxi for departure. At Arrow 407, runway 07 center taxi via November, Lima. Runway 07 send taxi via November, at Arrow 407.
Coś mi te tekstury, kurde, tutaj dziwnie mrugają.
Airbus 214, date Alpha 17, request pushback and engine start.
No, pogoda się zgadza, to tak właśnie wygląda, jakby zaraz
Airbaltic
lać miało.
214, Frankfurt upon, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest, Airbus 214.
Gdzie my to stoimy? Tam gdzieś. Byłem mały. No cóż.
Airbus 214, request text to the active.
O,
Air
spóźniony
Baltic
będę.
214, runway 07
O, oni
center
się
taxi
pakują
via
dopiero.
November 5, Lima.
Runway 07, send taxi via November 5, here Airbus 214.
Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo, gate 6163, request pushback and engine start. Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo, Frankfurt upon, pushback approved. Face west. Pushback approved, face west. Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo.
Dobra, to możemy startować. Request pushback and start Airbus 08 November at gate Alpha 26.
Airbus 08 November, Frankfurt upon, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Airbus 08 November.
It Aero 407, contact Frankfurt 118.78. Pulse to Tau 118.78, it Aero 407. All aircraft be advised information Oscar now current, QNH 1010. Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo, request taxi. Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo, runway 07 center taxi via November, Lima. Runway 07 center taxi via November, Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo.
Release parking brake. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome on board this VNAV 225 flight. On behalf of the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us today. Please direct your attention to the safety demonstration.
Dobra, szybki calculation.
Air Baltic 214, contact Frankfurt 118.78. Have a good evening.
Contact our 118.78, Air Baltic 214, have a good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the flight attendants as we review the emergency procedures. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments to locate the exit closest to you. Note that the nearest exit may be behind you. If needed, an oxygen mask will drop from the panel above your head. Pull the mask towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Please secure your own mask before assisting others. A life vest is located under your seat. In the unlikely event of a water landing, remove the vest from its pouch. Place it over your head, clip the strap, and pull to tighten. Inflate the vest only after leaving the aircraft. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted anywhere on the aircraft, including the lavatories. We ask that you now ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened, your seat back and tray table are in the full upright and locked position, and all carry-on luggage is stowed securely. Thank you for your attention.
Left is clear, right is clear.
United 927 Heavy, at gate Alpha 23. Request pushback. United 927 Heavy, Frankfurt upon, pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Pushback approved. Face south.
Dobra,
United
bye bye
927
człowieczku.
Heavy. Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo, contact Frankfurt 118.78. Contact Tower 118.78. Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo.
Flaps 1.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, at gate Victor 171 Alpha. Request pushback.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Flaps
Frankfurt
1.
upon, pushback approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
German Eagle 47 Ticket, ready to taxi to the active.
German Eagle 47 Victor, runway 07 center taxi via Lima.
Runway 07 San Fierlina, German Eagle 47 Victor.
Royal Emirates 811 Delta, gate Charlie 16 Alpha, request pushback. Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta, Frankfurt upon, pushback approved. Face west. Pushback approved, face west, Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta.
Turkmenistan 464 Heavy, request taxi to the active.
Turkmenistan 464 Heavy, runway 07 center taxi via November, Lima North, November 3, Lima.
Runway 07 send via November, Lima North, November 3. Turkmenistan 464 Heavy.
VNAV 08 November, request taxi to the active.
United 927 Heavy, request taxi to the active. United 927 Heavy, runway 07 center taxi via November 5, Lima. Runway 07 center via November 5, Lima. United 927 Heavy. Airbus 08 November, runway 18 taxi via November, Lima, November 14, November, Lima 1.
Runway 18 taxi via November, Lima, November 14, November, Lima 1. VNAV 08 November.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, taxi for departure.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, runway 07 center taxi via November, Lima 21.
Runway 07 send via November, Lima 21. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta, request taxi. Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta, runway 07 center taxi via November, Lima. Runway 07 send via November, yes, Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta. IGN 542 Heavy, at 8 Bravo 42, request pushback and engine start. IT Anna 542 Heavy, Frankfurt upon, pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Pushback approved. Face south. IGN 542 Heavy.
Thunder 59 Quebec Charlie, at gate Charlie 15 Alpha, request pushback.
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Zuntok 59 Quebec Charlie, Frankfurt upon, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback approved, face west. Thunder 59 Quebec Charlie.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, contact Frankfurt 118.78.
Move to Tower 118.78. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, at gate Charlie 5, request pushback.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, Frankfurt upon, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray.
IGN 542 Heavy, request taxi. IT Anna 542 Heavy, runway 07 center taxi via November, Lima. Runway 07 center via November, IGN 542 Heavy.
Contact 59, Quebec Charlie, request taxi to the active.
Zumtog 59 Quebec Charlie, runway 07 center taxi via November, Lima.
Runway 07 center via November, Contact 59, Quebec Charlie.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, request taxi.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, runway 07 center taxi via November 3, November, Lima.
Runway 07 Senden via November 3, November, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray.
United 927 Heavy, contact Frankfurt 118.78. Over to Tower 118.78, United 927 Heavy.
Zostawmy za jakieś 20 węzłów. Żeby za szybko było.
German Eagle 47 Victor, contact Frankfurt 118.78. Bye-bye.
Close to Tower 118.78, German Eagle 47 Victor.
Turkmenistan 464 Heavy, contact Frankfurt 118.78.
Contact Tower 118.78, Turkmenistan 464 Heavy.
Airbus 08 November, contact Frankfurt 124.855. Bye-bye.
Contact Frankfurt at 124.855, VNAV 08 November. Potem mamy departure. Zostawimy od razu 136. 130. Chyba. Dobra. Frankfurt Tower request departure VNAV 08 November.
Airbus 08 November, Frankfurt, wind 140 degrees, 6 knots, runway 18, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 18 cleared for takeoff, VNAV 08 November.
In 100 meters, line up runway 18. Line up runway 18.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Now on runway 18. Turn right. Now on runway continue on runway 18 in 200 meters. Cross runway 18. Cross 18. Continue on taxiway.
80,
Turn left on taxiway 1. Now on runway. Cross 18.
100, V1, rotate, V2, positive rate, gear up,
Gear up.
Airbus 08 November, Kontaktion an Radar 136.13.
Contact landing radar at 136.13. Airbus 08 November.
Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta, London radar. Good evening. Identified. Climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Royal Emirates 811 Delta.
VNAV 08 November, passing 2500 for 6000, direct Delta Foxtrot 160. To gadanie, to coś mi nie wchodzi.
Airbus 08 November, London radar.
Ale
Identified.
zrozumieli.
Climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level 170, VNAV 08 November.
London radar, IGLL 42 heavy, good evening, 2,300 feet.
Indiana 542 heavy, London radar. Identified. Climb to flight level 160.
Climb to flight level 160, IGLL 42 heavy.
Standardowy, monitorowane.
Contact long and radar 127.6.
Contact 1 and radar 127.6. German Eagle 47 Victor. Bye-bye.
Flaps up. Flaps up.
Turkmenistan 464 Heavy. Contact long and radar 127.6. Have a good evening.
127.6. Turkmenistan 464 Heavy.
Long and radar, Santos 59 Quebec Charlie, good evening, 2,300 feet.
Zumtruck 59 Quebec Charlie, long and radar, identified, climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level 170, Santos 59 Quebec Charlie.
Rozpoczynać.
London radar, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, 1,800 feet.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, long and radar, identified, climb to flight level 150.
Climb to flight level 150, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, and you may now move about the cabin. However, we always recommend keeping your seatbelt fastened while seated. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Nic nie widać.
Asiana 542 Heavy, contact long and radar 127.6.
Contact long and radar 127.6. Asiana 542 Heavy.
London radar, Cathay 64 Heavy, 2,300 feet.
Cathay 64 Heavy, long and radar, good evening, identified, climb to flight level 150.
Climb to flight level 150, Cathay 64 Heavy.
Airbus 0E November, contact long and radar 127.6. Have a good evening.
Contact London radar on 127.6. VNAV 08 November.
London radar, Royal American 811 Delta, through flight level 152 for flight level 180 direct receipt. Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta, long and radar, radar contact, climb to flight level 370. Climb to flight level 370, Royal Air Maroc 811 Delta. German Eagle 47 Victor, long and radar, expect blue for 1 Alpha with the art of transition, runway 27.
Expect Blue for 1 Alpha with relative transition. Runway 27, German Eagle 47 Victor.
London radar, VNAV 08 November at flight level 170 evening.
SmartLinks 1694. Contact long and radar 118.505.
Contact long and radar 118.505. SmartLinks 1694.
Airbus 08 November. Long and radar. Good evening. Identified. Climb to flight level 340.
Climb to flight level 340. VNAV 08 November.
Aero 407. Contact Munich radar 120.65. Bye-bye.
Contact Munich radar 120.65. It's Aero 407.
Lot 5 Charlie Victor. Binot 1 November with the Binot transition. Runway 04. Report ready for descent.
Binot 1 November with the Binot transition. Runway 04. Ready for descent. Lot 5 Charlie Victor.
Lot 5 Charlie Victor. Descent to flight level 150.
Descent to flight level 150. Lot 5 Charlie Victor.
German Eagle 47 Victor. Descent to flight level 070.
Descent to flight level 070, German Eagle 47 Victor.
Air Baltic 214. Natex 2 Whiskey with the Pescara 5 November transition. Runway 34. Report ready for descent.
Natex 2 Whiskey with the Pescara 5 November transition. Runway 34. Ready for descent. Air Baltic 214.
Air Baltic 214. Descent to flight level 120.
Descent to flight level 120. Air Baltic 214.
German Eagle 96 uniform. Long and radar. Expect blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition. Runway 27.
Expect blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition. Runway 27. German Eagle 96 uniform.
Air Baltic 214. Contact Wien information approach 118.525.
Contact Wien information approach 118.525. Air Baltic 214.
London radar, Center 59 Quebec Charlie. Out of flight level 155 for flight level 170.
Zuntok 59 Quebec Charlie. Long and radar. Identified. Climb to flight level 350.
Climb to flight level 350. Center 59 Quebec Charlie.
London radar, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, out of flight level 138 for flight level 150 direct NT.
Lufthansa 06 Victor. Contact long and radar 118.505.
Contact London radar 118.505, Lufthansa 06 Victor.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray. Long and radar. Identified. Climb to flight level 310.
Climb to flight level 310, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray.
Speedbird 603. Contact Brussels Control 125.0.
Center on 125.0. Speedbird 603. Bye-bye.
London radar, Cathay 64 Heavy. Good evening. Through flight level 177 for flight level 150 direct proceed.
Cathay 64 Heavy. Long and radar. Identified. Climb to flight level 299er.
Climb to flight level 299er. Cathay 64 Heavy.
Eurowings 5 Papa Yankee. Contact Zurich radar 126.225.
Center on 126.225, Eurowings 5 Papa Yankee.
Cathay 64 Heavy. Long and radar. Expect blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition. Runway 27.
Expect blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition. Runway 27. Cathay 64 Heavy.
German Eagle 96 uniform. Blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition. Runway 27. Report ready for descent.
Blue for 1 Alpha with Arctic transition. Runway 27, ready for descent. German Eagle 96 uniform.
German Eagle 96 uniform, descend to flight level 180.
Descend to flight level 180, German Eagle 96 uniform.
German Eagle 96 uniform, descend to flight level 070.
Descend to flight level 070, German Eagle 96 uniform.
Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel, long on radar, expect Hanoi 9er Echo with the Loyalon Baihao 1 Whiskey transition, runway 26 left.
Expect Hanoi 9 Echo with the Lorient Plan Baihao 1 Whiskey transition, runway 26 left, Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel.
German Eagle 96 uniform, contact long on radar 118.75.
Contact London radar 118.75, German Eagle 96 uniform, bye-bye.
London radar, Lufthansa 7 Charles Papa, leaving flight level 120 for flight level 140 direct DF 167. Lufthansa 7 Charlie Papa, long on radar, radar contact, climb to flight level 290. Climb to flight level 290, Lufthansa 7 Charlie Papa. Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo, contact Munich radar 120.65.
Center on 120.65, Lufthansa 3 Papa Kilo.
KLM 29 Quebec, long on radar, expect blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition, runway 27.
Expect blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition, runway 27, KLM 29 Quebec.
London radar, Euro winds 15 Echo, flight level 298.
Eurowings 15 Echo, long on radar, good evening, identified, climb to flight level 330.
Climb to flight level 330, Eurowings 15 Echo.
Lot 5 Charlie Victor, contact Zurich radar 126.225.
Center on 126.225, Lot 5 Charlie Victor.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, contact Brussels Control 125.0, have a good evening.
Center on 125.0, Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel, Hanoi 9er Echo with the Loyalon Baihao 1 Whiskey transition, runway 26 left. Report ready for descent.
Hanoi 9 Echo with the Lorient Plan Baihao 1 Whiskey transition, runway 26 left, ready for descent, Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel.
Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel, descent to 9,000 feet, cool NH 1013.
Descent to 9,000 feet, Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel.
Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey, long on radar, expect bad at 2 Romeo with the
Skoro
Salzburg
takie chmury
transition,
są, bo
runway
tam
15.
lecimy w tej chwili na dzwon i za chwilę kolonię będziemy mieć. Już rzucam okiem na Discord.
Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey.
Cathay 6-4 Heavy, descent to flight level 070.
Descend to flight level 070, Cathay 6-4 Heavy.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, long on radar, expect Negro 2 Alpha with the Amari 28 transition, runway 28.
Expect Negro 2 Alpha with the Amari 28 transition, runway 28, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray.
United 927 Heavy, contact Brussels Control 125.0, bye-bye.
Contact Brussels Control 125.0, United 927 Heavy, bye-bye.
KLM 29 Quebec, blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition, runway 27. Report ready for descent.
Blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition, runway 27, ready for descent, KLM 29 Quebec.
KLM 29 Quebec, descent to flight level 180.
Descend to flight level 180, KLM 29 Quebec.
Wysłałem ci patrz.
KLM-29 Quebec, descend to flight level 070.
Descend to flight level 070, KLM-29 Quebec.
German Eagle 47 Victor, contact long and radar 118.75.
Contact lawn and radar 118.75. German Eagle 47 Victor.
France Solar 4399, long and radar, expect Rensa 90 Whiskey with the VEV1 Whiskey transition, runway 25.
Expect Ransom 9 Whiskey with the VEV1 Whiskey transition, runway 25, France Solar 4399.
Magic Sun 16 Tango November, contact Brussels Control 125.0.
Contact Brussels Control 125.0, Magic Sun 16 Tango November.
Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey, batted 2 Romeo with the Salzburg transition, runway 15. Report ready for descent.
Batted 2 Romeo with Salzburg transition, runway 15, ready for descent. Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey.
Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey, descent to 7,000 feet, cool NH 1013.
Descent to 7,000 feet. Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey.
Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey, contact Salzburg approach 132.46.
Contact Salzburg approach 132.46. Speedbird 6 Juliet Whiskey.
Orange 7 Whiskey Mike, contact Munich radar 120.65.
Contact Munich radar 120.65. Orange 7 Whiskey Mike.
Low and radar, Corin and 3568. Good evening, flight level 350.
Corendon 3568, long and radar, identified. Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, Negro 2 Alpha with the Amari 28 transition, runway 28. Report ready for descent.
Negro 2 Alpha with the Amari 28 transition, runway 28, ready for descent, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray.
Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray, descent to flight level 070.
Descent to flight level 070, Lufthansa 2 Victor X-ray.
Transavia 39 Papa, contact Munich radar 120.65. Have a good evening.
Center on 120.65, Transavia 39 Parker.
London radar, Double T1 Lima Juliet, out of flight level 147 for flight level 170.
Dolomiti 1 Lima Juliet, long and radar, good evening, radar contact, climb to flight level 350.
Climb to flight level 350, Double T1 Lima Juliet.
Transavia 6039, contact Munich radar 120.65. Have a good evening.
Center on 120.65, Transavia 6039.
Cargo Turk 9973 Heavy, contact long and radar 118.505.
Contact long and radar 118.505, Cargo Turk 9973 Heavy.
Turkmenistan 464 Heavy, contact Prague Center 118.375. Have a good evening.
Contact Prague Center 118.375, Turkmenistan 464 Heavy. Have a good evening.
France Solar 4399, Rensa 90 Whiskey with the VEV1 Whiskey transition, runway 25. Report ready for descent.
Ransom 9 Whiskey with the VEV1 Whiskey transition, runway 25, ready for descent, France Solar 4399.
France Solar 4399, descent to flight level 140.
Descent to flight level 140, France Solar 4399.
KLM-29 Quebec, contact long and radar 118.75.
Center on 118.75, KLM-29 Quebec.
Line and radar, Delta Echo Lima November Golf, flight level 100.
Delta Echo Lima November Golf, long and radar, radar contact. Delta Echo Lima November Golf, radar vectors, runway 09er. Report ready for descent.
Radar vectors, runway 09er, ready for descent. Delta Echo Lima November Golf.
Delta Echo Lima November Golf, Kassel Calden Airport landing runway 09er.
Kassel Calden Airport, landing runway 09er, Delta Echo Lima November Golf.
Delta Echo Lima November Golf, QNH 1010, expect the visual approach runway 09er.
QNH 1010, expect a visual approach runway 09 in Delta Echo Lima November Golf.
East Rider 6389, long on radar, expected gap 1 Romeo with the DB557 transition, runway 06 right.
Expect that gap 1 Romeo with the DB557 transition, runway 06 right, East Rider 6389.
Speedbird 86 Sierra, contact Brussels Control 125.0, bye-bye.
Center on 125.0, Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Line on radar, Starling 922 Heavy, good evening, flight level 154.
Astana 922 Heavy, long on radar, identified, climb to flight level 310.
Climb to flight level 310, Astana 922 Heavy.
Eurowings 974, contact Munich radar 120.65, have a good evening.
Contact Munich radar 120.65, Eurowings 974, have a good evening.
East Rider 6389, at gap 1 Romeo with the DB557 transition, runway 06 right. Report ready for descent.
At gap 1 Romeo with the DB557 transition, runway 06 right, ready for descent, East Rider 6389.
East Rider 6389, descend to flight level 120.
Descent to flight level 120, East Rider 6389.
Postman 6359 Heavy, contact long and radar 118.505.
Contact Lawn and radar 118.505, Postman 6359 Heavy.
East Rider 6389, contact Berlin Director approach 121.13.
Contact Berlin Direct approach 121.13, East Rider 6389.
Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel, contact Brussels Control 125.0.
Contact Brussels Control 125.0, Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel.
Anna 542 Heavy, contact Bremen radar 125.8.
Channel on 125.8, IGN 542 Heavy, have a good evening.
Malta 8 Kilo Zulu, contact Brussels Control 125.0, bye-bye.
Channel on 125.0, with Malta 8 Kilo Zulu.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Papa, long on radar, expected gap 1 Romeo with the DB557 transition, runway 06 right.
Expect aircraft 1 Romeo with the DB557 transition, runway 06 right, Lufthansa 7 Charlie Papa.
Airbus A320 November, contact Amsterdam radar 119.175.
Contact Amsterdam radar at 119.175. VNAV 08 November.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Papa, at gap 1 Romeo with the DB557 transition, runway 06 right. Report ready for descent.
Amsterdam radar, VNAV 08 November at flight level 340, direct update.
Airbus 0 eind november, Amsterdam radar, radar contact. Airbus 0 eind november, contact Brussels control 125.0.
Contact Brussels control on 125.0, VNAV 08 November.
Amsterdam radar, Ryanair 37 Zulu X-ray. Descending by Abbott 1 Zulu, flight level 156.
Ryanair 37 Zulu X-ray, Amsterdam radar.
Brussels radar, VNAV 08 November at flight level 340, direct update.
Airbus 08 November, Bruxelles contrôle, radar contact. Emirates 70 Mike Super, contact Paris control 126.475.
Contact Paris control 126.475, Emirates 70 Mike Super.
Lufthansa Echo Juliette, Bruxelles control, expect Biga 1 UV with the Ocam transition, runway 27 left.
Expect Big 1 Zulu with the Ocam transition, runway 27 left, Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Eurowing 1 Romeo uniform, contact Paris control 126.475.
Contact Paris control 126.475, Eurowing 1 Romeo uniform.
With Malta 8 Kilo Zulu, Bruxelles control, expect Arnaud 1 Golf with the Willow transition, runway 26 left.
Expect Arnhem 1 Golf with the Willow transition, runway 26 left, with Malta 8 Kilo Zulu.
Brussels control, Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar. Good evening, flight level 350.
Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar, Bruxelles control, identifié. Austrian 455 Delta, contact Paris control 126.475.
Center on 126.475, Austrian 455 Delta.
Lufthansa Echo Juliette, Biga 1 UV with the Ocam transition, runway 27 left. Report ready for descent.
Big 1 Zulu with the Ocam transition, runway 27 left, ready for descent, Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Lufthansa Echo Juliette, descend 27 to feet, QNH 1007.
Descent to 7,000 feet, Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar QNH 100 Nîmes, expect radar vector 4 ILS runway to Nîmes.
QNH 1009, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 29, Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar.
Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1008, Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar.
With Malta 8 Kilo Zulu, Arnaud 1 Golf with the Willow transition, runway 26 left. Report ready for descent.
Arnhem 1 Golf with the Willow transition, runway 26 left, ready for descent, with Malta 8 Kilo Zulu.
with Malta 8 Kilo Zulu, descend to 42 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend to 4,000 feet with Malta 8 Kilo Zulu.
Speedbird 8 Sierra, Bruxelles Control, expect Bigger 1 Lulu with the Ocam transition, runway 27 left.
Expect Bigger 1 Zulu with Arcon transition, runway 27 left, Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Speedbird 603, contact Paris Control 126.475.
Center 126.475, Speedbird 603.
Airbus 08 November, Bruxelles Control, expect Lobantou Hotel with the Lambourg in transition, runway 27 left.
Expect Loga 2 Hotel with DLAM transition to runway 27 left, VNAV 08 November.
Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel, contact Paris Control 126.475.
Center on 126.475, Air France 24 Whiskey Hotel.
Speedbird 8 Sierra, Bigger 1 Lulu with the Ocam transition, runway 27 left. Report ready for descent.
Bigger 1 Zulu with Arcon transition, runway 27 left, ready for descent, Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Speedbird 8 Sierra, descend 27,000 feet, QNH 1007.
Descent to 7,000 feet, Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar, leave Bruno heading 285, expect radar vector 4 ILS runway 29.
Leave Bruno heading 285, expect radar vector for ILS runway 29, Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar.
Ryanair 619 Kilo, contact l'homme en radar 118.75, have a good evening.
Center on 118.75, Ryanair 6 on my kilo, have a good evening.
No by to kurde się spieprzyło, no. Newska im się nie uruchomi. Co za popieprzono to jest. I od nowa.
Lufthansa Echo Juliette, contact Paris Control 126.475.
Contact Paris Control 126.475. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar, descend tout ensuite, QNH 100 Nîmes, vector for the approach.
Descend to 2000 feet, QNH 1009, Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar.
Airbus 08 November, Logantou Hotel Louise de Lambeau en transition, runway 27 left. Report ready for descent.
Logantou Hotel with the ramp transition, runway 27 left. Call ready for descent, VNAV 08 November.
Airbus 08 November, descent to flight level 250.
Descent to flight level 250. VNAV 08 November.
Louise Malta 8 Kilo Zulu, contact Paris Control 126.475.
Center on 126.475. With Malta 8 Kilo Zulu. Have a good evening.
Airbus 08 November, maintain 280 Knut.
Maintain speed 280 knots. VNAV 08 November.
Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar, 3 miles from Citumine, fly present heading, maintain 1500 feet until established on the final approach course, clear BLS runway to Nîmes.
Flight present heading 1,500 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 29, Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar.
Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar, contact Antwerp Tower 135.205.
Off to Tower 135.205, Jet Belgium Charlie Oscar, have a good evening.
Magic Sun 16 Tango November, contact Paris Control 126.475.
Center 126.475, Magic Sun 16 Tango November, have a good evening.
Europe 99 Romeo Juliette, contact Paris Control 126.475.
Contact Paris Control 126.475, Air Hop 99 Romeo Juliet.
Brussels Control, Ryanair 6 November Delta. Good evening. Flight level 370.
Ryanair 6 November Delta, Bruxelles Control, radar contact. Speedbird 8 Sierra, contact Paris Control 126.475.
Contact Paris Control 126.475, Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Contact London Control at 118.475, VNAV 08 November. London Control, VNAV 08 November at flight level 250, direct for Logan.
Emirates 70 Mike Super, contact Heathrow Director 119.73.
Contact Heathrow Director 119.73, Emirates 70 Mike Super.
Airbus 08 November, London Control, radar contact. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, reduce speed 260 knots.
Reduce speed 260 knots. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Austrian 455 Delta, contact Heathrow Director 119.73.
Contact Heathrow Director 119.73, Austrian 455 Delta.
Airbus 08 November, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160, VNAV 08 November.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed 250 knots. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Airbus 08 November, maintain 270 knots.
Maintain 270 knots, Airbus 08 November.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, maintain 260 knots.
Maintain 260 knots. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Juliet, maintain 250 knots.
Maintain 250 knots. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Speedbird 603, contact Heathrow Director 119.73.
Contact Heathrow Director 119.73. Speedbird 603.
Alpine 7076, London Control, expect Baxon 1 Alpha with the Baxon transition, runway 27.
Expect Baxon 1 Alpha with the Baxon transition. Runway 27, Alpine 7076.
Global Thai Charlie Alpha, London Control, expect Suman 1 Sierra, runway 23.
Expect Suman 1 Sierra, runway 23, Global Thai Charlie Alpha.
Bofo 36 Lima Zulu, London Control, expect Baxo 4 Lima with the Abinu transition, runway 28 left.
Expect Baxo 4 Lima with the Albina transition. Runway 28 left. Beaufort 36 Lima Zulu.
East Flight 30 Juliet, London Control, expect Blue for 1 Alpha with the Arctic transition, runway 27.
Expect Blue for 1 Alpha with Arctic transition, runway 27. East Flight 30 Juliet.
Oman Air 101 Heavy, contact Heathrow Director 119.73.
Contact Heathrow Director 119.73. Oman Air 101 Heavy.
Easy 2092, contact Manchester approach 121.355.
Contact Manchester approach 121.355. Easy 2092.
Global Thai Charlie Alpha, turn right, heading 240.
Turn right, heading 240, Global Thai Charlie Alpha.
Airbus 08 November, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH1008.
Descend to 7,000 feet, QNH1008, VNAV 08 November.
Topswift 478, contact Gatwick approach 129.025.
Contact Gatwick approach 129.025. Topswift 478.
Ryanair 8509, London Control, expect Seattle 1 Mike, runway 23 right.
Expect Settle 1 Mike, runway 23 right, Ryanair 8509.
Bofo 36 Lima Zulu, contact London Control 118.775.
Seno on 118.775. Beaufort 36 Lima Zulu.
Alpine 7076, Baxon 1 Alpha with the Baxon transition, runway 27. Report ready for descent.
Baxon 1 Alpha with the Baxon transition. Runway 27, ready for descent. Alpine 7076.
Alpine 7076, descend to flight level 150.
Descend to flight level 150, Alpine 7076.
Alpine 7076, contact Bristol approach 136.08.
Contact Bristol approach 136.08, Alpine 7076.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet. Contact Heathrow Director 119.73.
Contact Heathrow Director 119.73. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Sunturk 1177. Contact Stansted Approach 136.2.
Contact Stansted Approach 136.2. Sunturk 1177.
With Malta 8 Kilo Zulu. Contact Gatwick Approach 129.025.
Contact Gatwick Approach 129.025. With Malta 8 Kilo Zulu.
Airbus 08 November. Contact Heathrow Director 119.73.
Contact Heathrow Director at 119.73. VNAV 08 November. Heathrow, good evening, VNAV 08 November, passing 10,000 feet to flight level 7,000 feet direct vessel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our descent. Please make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened, your seat back and tray table are in the full upright and locked position, and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Please turn off all portable electronic devices and stow them until we have arrived at the gate.
27 left.
Thank you.
With transition, with LAM transition, VNAV 08 November.
Oman Air 101 Heavy. Maintain 180 knots.
Maintain 180 knots. Oman Air 101 Heavy.
Airbus 08 November. Cleared direct Lambourne. Cross Lambourne at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 27 left.
Clear direct Lambo, cross Lambo or at above 7,000. Cleared ILS 27 left. VNAV 08 November.
Oman Air 101 Heavy. Minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed. Oman Air 101 Heavy.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet. Cleared direct Ockham. Cross Ockham at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 27 left.
Cleared direct Ockham. Cross Ockham at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 27 left. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Airbus 08 November. Reduce speed 210 knots.
Reduce speed to 210 knots. VNAV 08 November.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet. Maintain 190 knots.
Maintain 190 knots. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Airbus 08 November. Reduce speed 190 knots.
Reduce speed 190 knots. VNAV 08 November.
Heathrow Director. Speedbird A6 Sierra. Flight level 129. We have
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Speedbird A6 Sierra Heathrow Director. QNH1008. Expect the ILS runway 27 left with the Ockham transition. QNH1008. Expect the ILS runway 27 left with the Ockham transition. Speedbird A6 Sierra.
Flaps 1.
Austrian for 55 Delta. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Flaps 2.
Post to Tower 118.705. Austrian 455 Delta.
Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Flaps 2.
Maintain 250 knots. Maintain 250 knots. Speedbird 86 Sierra.
129 and we have uniform on board.
Helvetic 757 Whiskey Heathrow Director, QNH1008, expect the ILS runway 27 left with the Ockham transition.
QNH1008, expect the ILS runway 27 left with the Ockham transition. Helvetic 757 Whiskey.
Speedbird 603, contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Contact Tower 118.705. Speedbird 603.
Speedbird 86 Sierra, cleared direct Ockham, cross Ockham at or above 7,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 27 left.
Cleared direct Ockham, cross Ockham at or above 7,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 27 left, Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Oman Air 101 Heavy, contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Contact Tower 118.705, Oman Air 101 Heavy.
Speedbird 86 Sierra, resume normal speed.
Resume normal speed. Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Helvetic 757 Whiskey, cleared direct Ockham, cross Ockham at or above 7,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 27 left.
Cleared direct Ockham, cross Ockham at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 27 left. Helvetic 757 Whiskey.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Lufthansa Tower 118.705. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
Flaps 3. Flaps 3.
Minimum approach speed.
Gear
Minimum
down.
approach speed VNAV 08 November.
Flaps 4.
Cabin crew, seats for landing.
Flaps full.
Established for ILS 27 left, VNAV 08 November.
Heathrow Director, Oman Air 101 Heavy. Good evening. 800 feet.
101 Heavy, welcome back. Continue.
Continue. Oman 101 Heavy.
Airbus 08 November, you're already on approach. Unable.
Airbus 08 November, established on final approach.
2,500.
Airbus 08 November, roger.
2,500.
Airbus 08 November, contact Heathrow Tower 118.705.
Contact Heathrow Tower at 118.705 November, VNAV 08 November.
Heathrow Tower, Airbus 08 November, ILS runway 27 left.
Airbus 08 November, Heathrow Tower, wind 230 degrees, 19 knots, gusting 29 knots, runway 27 left cleared to land.
Runway 27 left, clear to land, VNAV 08 November.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet.
One thousand.
Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet, monitor ground 121.705.
Ground 121.705. Lufthansa 6 Echo Juliet. Heathrow Tower, speedbird 86 Sierra, ILS runway 27 left.
500.
Speedbird 86 Sierra, Heathrow Tower, wind 230 degrees, 19 knots, gusting
400.
knots, runway 27 left cleared to land.
300.
Runway 27 left cleared to land. Speedbird 86 Sierra.
100 above.
Minimums.
Minimum.
Think rate.
100.
Think rate.
50, 40, 30,
Retard.
20.
Don't think.
Airbus 08 November, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxi. Way VNAV 08 November.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The local time is 2000
Flaps 3.
hours. The weather
Flaps
outside
2.
is clear skies and 11 degrees Celsius. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and the aircraft has come
Flaps
to a
2.
stop at the gate.
Helvetic 757 Whiskey, Heathrow Tower, continue. Roger, Helvetic 757 Whiskey. Airbus 08 November. Contact ground 121.705. Bye-bye.
Contact ground on 121.705 VNAV 08 November. Heathrow Grant requests taxi to gate 243 left. VNAV 08 November.
Airbus 08 November. Welcome to Heathrow. Gate 243 left taxi via Echo. Alpha. Lima.
Taxi via Echo Alpha Lima. Airbus 08 November.
All aircraft be advised information victor now current. QNH1008. Speedbird 86 Sierra. Gate 502 taxi via Delta. Alpha. Link.
Gate 502 via Delta. Alpha. Link. Speedbird 86 Sierra.
Flaps 1. Flaps up. Flaps up.
Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now unfasten your seatbelts and collect your personal belongings. Please be careful when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. Please check around your seat for any personal items you may have brought on board. On behalf of VNAV 225 and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We hope you enjoyed your flight and wish you a pleasant stay. Goodbye.